On Wednesday, June 23, 2010, Detective Joshua Haynes was assigned as primary investigator of the facts and circumstances surrounding a triple homicide in the town of Amity. Through his own investigation and the efforts of other investigators, he has learned the following. On Wednesday, June 23, 2010, at 9:30 p.m., a 911 call was placed to Penobscot Regional Communications Center. The call was transferred to Holton Regional Communications Center, and the caller, Robert DeHahn, advised he went to 163 U.S. Route 1 in the town of Amity to look for his son, Jason DeHahn. Robert entered the residence and found 10-year-old Jesse Ryan deceased. Later, Trooper Carmen Lilly was notified to start for Amity Route 1 for a child with a wound to his back. When he arrived, he pulled in and the trailer was dark. He approached the building and one of the first things he picked up was a lot of blood on the couch. As he moved down the hallway, he got to the last room, which was a bedroom. So he stuck his head through the opening and looked down and saw a deceased child. At that point, another officer yelled at him there was an adult male body underneath an old chicken coop. The body was identified as 55-year-old Jeffrey Ryan, the owner of the residence, who was found deceased with multiple wounds on his neck. He was found in a bit of an odd position, as if he had tried to get away from his attacker. Based on information from Robert DeHahn, officers learned Jeffrey Ryan's 1989 Ford F-150 truck was missing from the scene, as well as Jason DeHahn. An attempt to locate teletype was put out through NCIC for Jeffrey Ryan's Ford truck and Jason DeHahn. Sergeant Brian Harris and other units had responded, and during a subsequent search of the property, Jason DeHahn was found deceased in a ditch at the end of the driveway. All three victims had apparent sharp force trauma injuries. Jason DeHahn also had an apparent incised wound to the neck. On Wednesday, June 23, 2010, Trooper Carmen Lilly spoke with Jeffrey Ryan's neighbor, Roland Mayberry, who was staying in a campout behind Jeff Ryan's residence. Roland told Trooper Lilly he left his residence on Wednesday, June 23, 2010, at approximately 7:30 a.m. hours and observed Jeff's truck and car parked in his driveway. When Roland returned home from Holton at approximately 10 a.m., he noticed Jeff's truck was no longer parked at the residence. Interviews with family members and acquaintances were conducted. Jeffrey Ryan and Jesse Ryan were identified as residing at 163 U.S. Route 1. Jeff traveled to Weston, Maine on Saturday, June 19, 2010 to pick up his son Jesse for a Father's Day visit. Jason DeHahn was identified as residing at 313 U.S. Route 1 with his wife and 3 children. Crystal DeHahn, Jason's wife, reported she last saw Jason at approximately 4 p.m. the previous evening. Tuesday, June 22, 2010, when Jason left on a 4-wheel ATV to go work on it at his parents' residence located a short distance away. Jason did not return home, and Crystal later called Jason's parents, learning that Jason never showed up there. Crystal called Jeff Ryan's cell phone several times Tuesday night and Wednesday and did not make contact with Jeff. On Thursday, June 24, 2010, at approximately 12 a.m., Maine State Police Evidence Response Team technicians arrived and began to process the scene at 163 U.S. Route 1 in Amity. Evidence technicians collected 3 Budweiser beer bottles located together on the kitchen counter inside the Ryan residence. All 3 Budweiser bottles were approximately half full of liquid. Numerous cigarette butts were collected from the scene, only one of which stood out to evidence technicians. One cigarette butt with a white filter was resting on the ashtray on the kitchen table and appeared to have burned out, leaving a long ash attached to the filter. The cigarette butt had a distinct brownish line around the filter and diamond pattern around the cigarette butt. Many items of evidence were collected from the scene, both inside and outside the residence. On Friday, June 25, 2010, autopsies were conducted on the bodies of Jeffrey Ryan, Jesse Ryan, and Jason DeHahn. All three male victims were examined by Dr. Marguerite DeWitt at the medical examiner's office in Augusta. The manner of all three deaths was determined to be homicide caused by sharp force trauma. On Saturday, June 26, 2010, at approximately 11:28 a.m., Darren Cifelli reported he found a 1989 or 1990 Ford F-150 that had been burned on his property at 678 Bancroft Road in Weston. Detective Darren Crane responded to the property and confirmed that the burned truck was the missing 1989 Ford F-150 truck belonging to Jeff Ryan. State Police Evidence Response Team technicians and State Fire Marshal's Office investigators responded and processed the scene. Footwear impressions were observed and documented on the ground near the driver's door. Brett Hannington, a local resident, stopped by the entrance to the burned truck scene and relayed information to investigators. A Budweiser beer bottle was located near the tree line adjacent to the truck and later determined to have the same born-on date and lot number as one collected on the woodpile at Jeff Ryan's residence. The truck was taken by MSP Flatbed to the crime lab in Augusta for further processing. On Saturday, June 26, 2010 at 6:12 p.m., Brett Hannington was interviewed by detectives. Brett reported that he and his girlfriend, Ashley Wardwell, were traveling the Bancroft Road on Wednesday, June 23, 2010 during the day, and observed a maroon four-wheel drive Dodge Expended Cab pickup stopped at the entrance to the field road leading into where Jeff Ryan's burned truck would later be discovered. Brett reported he saw a male getting out of the passenger side of the Dodge pickup. The truck was parked alongside of the roadway facing towards Danforth. The male got out of the truck and started down the grass opening and then veered to the right and went into the woods. The male was carrying a square to oval-shaped container out in front of him. The container was white to clear in color. Brett described the male as 5'8" to 6'2" and 180 pounds or less. The male was wearing a grayish shirt and jeans. The male's hair was brownish. Detectives asked if Brett knew the male, and Brett said he did not and only saw him from the backside. Brett did say that the man might look like Craig Strout, but that he has not seen Craig in a long time. Brett stated the truck looked like a 1995 to 2000 style Dodge Extended Cab pickup. He further stated it looked just like one owned by Robert Strout. The maroon Dodge truck took off towards Danforth, leaving the male behind, walking up the field road towards where the Jeff Ryan truck was located. On Sunday, June 27, 2010, at approximately 5:21 p.m., Detective Darren Crane, who has specialized training in evidence collection and is a member of the Maine State Police Evidence Response Team, went to the Robert and Joy Strout residence. Detective Crane observed footwear impressions in the dirt path leading to the residence doorway. Detective Crane had previously observed similar footwear impressions next to Jeff Ryan's burned truck at the scene on the Bancroft Road. Detective Darren Crane learned from an interview with Robert Strout of Orient that he went to Sanford by himself on Friday, June 25, 2010, and returned on Saturday, June 26, 2010. During a simultaneous interview with Tanya Strout, one of Robert Strout's daughters, Detective Dale Keegan learned that a Thayne Ormsby had been staying at the Robert and Joy Strout residence in Orient for several weeks. Detectives learned that Thayne Ormsby is a son of Maria Ormsby, who is a longtime friend of Tamara Strout, Tanya's twin sister. Tanya told detectives that her father's recent trip downstate was to take Thayne to stay with Robert Bobby Strout II in Dover, New Hampshire. In follow-up conversation, Robert Strout of Orient admitted to Detective Crane that he actually did take Thayne to Dover, New Hampshire, and the purpose of the trip was to take Thayne to Bobby's. Examination of the site by detectives found that Thayne has had ongoing access to a computer since coming to stay with Robert and Joy Strout at their 2948 U.S. Route 1 Orient residence. Thayne last accessed his Facebook account on Monday, June 21, 2010, during the time he and the Strout family both told detectives he was residing at the Orient address. Based upon past case experiences, Detective Joshua Haynes learned that people who use computers to access online networking forums also use those same computers to store related information and communication they have searched on the internet. They also use those computers for means of communications between associates. On Monday, June 28, 2010, at approximately 1 p.m., the Jeff Ryan pickup truck was processed at the crime lab in Augusta by Maine State Police evidence technicians, crime lab staff, and fire marshal's office investigators. Evidence was collected from the truck. Fire marshal's office investigators determined that the truck fire started in the driver's side of the interior cab, most likely originating as a result of human element. On Tuesday, June 29, 2010, at approximately 1:30 p.m., Thayne Ormsby was interviewed in Dover, New Hampshire by Maine State Police detectives Dale Keegan and Adam Stoudemeyer.
And your name is Thayne? Thayne. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to call you the wrong name before we're done. I think I've only been home a few minutes since this whole thing occurred, so we're a little tired. I'm lousy with names, and if I ask you stupid questions, I apologize. I'm not trying to be stupid, all right? So, have you ever been down to Jeff's house?
Once.
Well, tell me about that.
I came down just to ask about work. He could help me find work. And he said he couldn't find me anything, but had a beer with me.
Was Jason there during this time? Did he have a beer too, or is he there?
Nope. I never met Jason. Never met Jeff's son.
Okay, one of the things that we are asking for everyone that's been up in there, especially who's never been to Jeff's house and stuff, is to rule people out. We'd like to take some DNA samples. Do you want to give that?
Yes.
On Wednesday, June 30, 2010, at 9:37 a.m., forensic scientist Cindy Homer from the Maine State Police Crime Lab informed detectives that the inked prints of Thayne Ormsby obtained the day before match a latent print developed on the Budweiser beer bottle with the unknown male DNA, which was collected from the kitchen counter in Jeffrey Ryan's residence, as well as a match to the unknown male profile found on the white diamond-patterned cigarette butt in the ashtray on the kitchen table. On Friday, July 2, 2010, at 11:20 a.m., detectives Darren Crane and Josh Hines interviewed Robert Strout of Orient.
How are you, Bob? Told you we'd probably be back. Here we are. I'd like to talk about Thayne a little bit. How long have you known Thayne?
Oh, Lord, we've known Thayne a lot of years.
Do you consider Thayne family? I mean,
Oh,
that
yes.
close?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So that explains coming
Oh, yeah.
to stay with you.
Oh, yeah.
That's not out of the ordinary.
No.
To help.
No.
What we have learned, Bob, is that Thayne is involved in this.
All right. There's no sense. I can't take it. I really can't. This is built up enough. I can tell you the truth.
Can we talk about it?
Come with me.
Let's go.
Okay. Thayne came through this path right here with his bicycle, and I'm looking, and he's puffing and panting, and he was all blood all over here. I said, what happened? And he says, I've killed him. I said, killed who? You know? And he says, I killed Jeff Ryan. What did you kill him for? I just killed him. He says, I've killed them all.
Thayne later told Robert that he needed to go back and burn the truck because there was too much evidence inside. Robert drove Thayne back to Jeffrey's truck on the Bancroft Road and parked by the mouth of the field road. Robert said Thayne ran back into where Jeffrey's truck had been concealed, and moments later, Robert heard a whoosh. Robert said Thayne came running back and told Robert, "It's done." Robert said Thayne later told Robert he needed to get rid of the knife. Robert drove Thayne south from his Orient residence and stopped on Route 1 near a bog, where Thayne got out and threw a knife into the water on the east side of the roadway. Thayne gave Robert further details about the incident, saying he knifed Jeff in the woodshed. Thayne told Robert he went back into the residence and Jason and Jesse were sitting on the couch. Thayne told Robert that Jason ran outside and Thayne chased after him and knifed him. Thayne told Robert he punched Jason and knifed him again, then drug his body to the brook. Thayne told Robert that he went back inside and Jesse was running around. Thayne told Robert that he knifed Jesse in the back bedroom. At the time of preparing this affidavit, Detective Dale Keegan is currently interviewing Thayne Ormsby at the police department in Dover, New Hampshire.
So what about this case here? I was talking about the beginning here. What type of person you think would do this?
No, I haven't given that much thought. But, I mean, cold. Someone would have to be cold. Someone would have to be greedy, maybe? I don't know. Someone would have to be just heartless. I mean, I never met his son, Mariah's little brother, but who could do that?
Armed with all the evidence, detectives play along with the suspect in order to get a confession from him.
Who could kill?
Well, you never know. I mean, the biggest thing that we don't understand is reasons. I mean, there's a reason for everything, you know, and mistakes happen. And that's why even a computer has a delete key, you know.
Right.
Mistakes happen. Wrong place, wrong time, panic, self-defense, who knows? You know. Go ahead.
Did I miss? Was I getting coffee?
Oh, yeah. You're well aware of the Constitution and all that stuff, right?
Well aware of the
Well aware of the
Constitution.
Constitution, your rights and all that stuff. Do you understand you're not under arrest?
Yes, I
Okay,
understand.
okay. If you ever want to leave, you just tell me. You can leave. All right, all I ask is, you know, don't be rude about it. Just say, I want to leave now, all right? But one of the things
I'd be a little bit shocked if I were under arrest, to tell you the truth.
that... So would I, but...
And I'm here to cooperate.
Well, that's right. But and I appreciate that. I know you know your rights and all that stuff. One of the formalities that we have to do is to
Tell me
read
my
your
rights.
rights. Okay. You can probably recite it better than I can.
I don't know that I can recite it. But
Right, but you understand it, though.
Detectives now reads the suspect his Miranda rights.
I'm a law enforcement officer. I want to ask him some questions. Before I do so, I want to explain your rights. Okay, and we do this routine to everybody, okay, just so you understand. You have the absolute right to remain silent. Do you understand that? What's that mean to you?
it means plead the fifth. There's another way to explain that, but it means I don't have to say anything to you if I don't want to.
That's
I can
right.
just close my mouth.
There you go. You don't have to talk to me if you don't want to, right? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. Do you understand that? What's that mean?
It means anything I do or say here is, if brought to court, can be used against me.
I have a right to repeat
Yeah, you have
anything
a right
you
to
say.
repeat anything I say.
Okay, now, having all these rights I just explained to you in mind, do you wish to answer questions at this time?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right. Formalities, right?
Right.
So, where were we? He's my note taker here.
Sorry.
We were talking about what type of person would do that. You said cold, greedy, heartless.
Someone just with no love for life. No love for things that grow.
Yeah.
And I mean, what we know about Tolkien and Tolkien's writing, you seem like you know a little bit more about Tolkien. It's, you know, his main themes are hope and hopelessness and a love for things that grow. He was very much against the Industrial Revolution and stuff like that. Anything that took away from nature, took away from life.
What should happen to the person when we find them?
What should happen?
When we find the bad guy, what should happen?
Well, I imagine you're going to read him his rights, formality,
Right.
and lock him away.
You think he should go to jail?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, unless there's a good reason. Can you think of any good reason something like this could happen?
A good reason?
Yeah. Do you think of any reason? I mean, again, we don't understand reasons. You know, just because they did something like this doesn't mean they got to go to jail for all their life. You know, but just can you think of any good reason for something like this to happen?
Any good reason for something like this to happen? No. I cannot think of any good reason something like that could happen.
And then let's talk about how you met Jeff.
He came over to Bob and Joyce
Okay, do you remember when that was?
early when I got there, a couple days after I got there.
You talked about earlier how you went up there and you stayed for
There was just
a couple
a
weeks,
week
and
and
then you
come
came
back
back.
to-
Are you talking that Jeff met
No.
you during that time?
No,
Or
no, I had never
this
met Jeff.
time when you're coming up.
This time, I met him when I was up there to stay,
Just
while I was staying there.
okay.
And he came over a couple days after I got there.
Okay, and tell me about that conversation. How did that go?
We didn't really have a conversation. I mean, he came in and he talked to Bob and Joy, and I was there, and they introduced me. They said, "Oh yeah, this is Thayne,"
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Oh yeah, Maria's son."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I shook his hand because I'd never met him before.
And you knew at this point that he is Mariah's father.
Yeah, I know that.
Mhm. And you guys hit it off? I hit it off?
Yeah, we get along.
Uh-huh.
That's we were cool.
Mhm.
He said, you know, come on over, blah blah blah.
How long was he there and stuff?
Half an hour,
Half hour or so?
20 minutes.
Was the little boy not there at
No,
this point?
no. He was with his mother.
Yeah, then it was in there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at some point Jeff leaves, after about a half hour or so Jeff leaves?
Yeah, Jeff was.
Okay, and you stay at the house
I had gone up there.
that same day? Or when I'm so confused about when you went, because you said before that you asked him to try to get you a job and stuff.
I asked him about work.
Work. Right.
I asked him if he could find me any work, and I went back up to check and see if he had any work, if he
That
heard
day.
anything.
That day, right?
Yeah.
And then you, at some point, you went back though, and that's when he told you that I'm having a hard time trying to find you a job. I'm having a hard time getting where you went there.
He didn't know of anything.
Mm-hmm.
He
That
didn't
was the second visit, or third visit you were back there to
All right,
Jeff's.
let me think about this.
Because you said before that you asked him to get you a job and stuff, and then later in our last interview was he had
I asked him
to see if he could get any jobs of that, find a
if
job.
he knew of any work. or
Right.
Any sort
And
of
then
odd
his
jobs.
last interview, you said to me that you went up and talked to him, and he couldn't find you anything,
Okay.
and you had the beer and all that stuff. So tell me about that.
Okay.
So I go up to talk to him
How long ago after the first visit were you up there?
a week,
About a week later.
about a week later.
Okay. And what's going on when you're up there this week later?
It's just Jeff. Jeff's alone drinking a beer, mowing his lawn
Uh-huh. Outside.
outside.
And how was Jeff doing?
Jeff was doing good.
Uh-huh.
Jeff was talking about his son, saying he was going to be back.
Okay. So Jeff's son was not there. at
Not
this
there.
point. Okay.
No.
So this was about a week before this happened.
And
Because you only lived up there 3 weeks, you said, right?
yeah, it's all such a short proximity.
Right. So you were there, you met him, and then about a week later you go up. So that would have been a week before this whole thing happened. You were there, and he's mowing the lawn.
He's mowing the lawn.
Push or rider?
Hmm?
Push mower, rider, lawnmower.
Push.
Push mower, and he's having a beer. So it must have been not raining.
No, it's not raining. He's mowing the lawn. It's a bright sunny.
I'm trying to.
It's just
visualize
Jeff and
this.
his dog,
I'm
and
a very visual guy. Okay.
Dora
on-
comes up to say hi to me, and
Is that?
he welcomed me right in. And
Is that what was it?
Dora,
Rottweiler or something? What type of dog is that?
what type of dog? It was a Rottweiler.
Rottweiler, right? He has two dogs, right?
Yes.
Rottweiler and a.
So
Tell me about Doug.
when I show up,
You keep saying you keep saying Doug. What do
Last
you
time we
mean
were
by
talking to you,
that?
you mentioned the name Doug.
And you just did it again. Yeah. Are you saying Doug or dog?
dog,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I said Dora and Doug.
Dora and Shadow, the dogs.
Okay. Okay. Sorry,
Dora
hearing.
and Shadow the dogs.
You have an accent, so we keep thinking you say Doug. It's okay. So you're there, and what goes on? He's mowing the lawn. He stopped mowing.
He's mowing the lawn. He stopped mowing the lawn, talked to me, invited me in. Said, have a beer. I had a beer with him, and I sat and drank a beer with him.
Mm-hmm.
And Joy actually called. Joy knew I was there.
Mm-hmm.
Called me and told me, come back and help me with the garden. And I,
During that time period.
yeah, it was
What time of day was that? Do you think?
midday.
You say she must have called Jeff's house?
Before noon. It was just one morning, and I just decided to stop in and say hi and ask. And he said,
How did you get there?
How did I get there? I walked up.
You walked up.
Yeah, it's a short distance.
You didn't take your bike.
No.
Okay. Okay. Do you mind? I'm a visual guy. Can you draw the trailer for me and say where you went in that trailer? Because it's important to see where you went and all that. Can you do that for me?
He showed me around.
Sure.
Yeah, right there.
So, like I said, I was walking down the road, and he was mowing his lawn right around here somewhere. We walked in and were talking, and I met his dog. I think I walked over and petted his dog. I walked in, and he told me to come on in, grab a beer, and then he's got chairs here. We sat down here. It was a hot day. We came back outside, sat down here. That was it.
How long were you there, you think?
Half hour.
Well, half hour. And he had already showed you around the place before this, you said?
He showed me his house, yeah.
Yeah, before this visit.
For this visit? No, this is the visit. There were only, all right.
There was at least two visits, as you said. The very first time you met him, you went down and had a beer. Then you said, I asked you, it was the second or third visit that this happened, and you said it was the second visit.
I'll
that you came down here.
be straightforward because there's no reason I can't.
I appreciate that.
I do have a bicycle.
Right.
You know this much.
Okay.
And I've.
Is it a 10-speed with the handlebars come down around?
No.
Okay, what type of bike is it?
Nope. It's 8x3. 24 speed.
Okay.
Or the
So you had a bike, right?
Yeah, I have-
Okay, tell me about that. I appreciate you being honest.
Well, because it just. Okay.
All right.
There are only two occasions I've met Jeff.
Uh-huh.
The one where he comes down to the house,
Right.
and I combine those two occasions of
Okay.
a week later I come back,
And you're on your bike this time.
and I'm on my bike this time.
Uh-huh.
And I ride my bike, but I ride my bike on the road.
Right.
And I ride it on the lawn.
Okay.
And I park it right here somewhere.
Okay.
I come in and I have a beer with him, and he shows me around the house
During that visit.
during that visit. And that's the only visit, though, that I've made to Jeff.
Well, no. You said the first time.
He visited me, and I
Right.
visited him.
The same occasion. You said the very first time he met you, you asked him to get a job and stuff, and he said, come on.
Two different
Dad."
occasions. I combined the two in one, just to be simple.
No, each time you were here. How many times you were at this house?
Once.
Once.
I've only been there once. I've been to his house once, and it was just Jeff.
And this time here, he shows you around.
And he shows me around.
So the first time you said you went there after you met that very first time you met him.
I said, but really, that was the week later.
Okay.
Just to be simple.
Why would you do that? Why would you confuse me like that? I confuse
Because
easy.
because it's irrelevant. Because it's
Well, it's not really irrelevant because we got 3 people dead. So that's why it makes it very relevant.
I understand.
Especially when people are not telling the truth.
I understand, but I mean, I had nothing to do with it,
Okay.
so I didn't want to be.
Okay. Were you ever out in this area?
No.
Were you ever on the driveway? The driveway going in?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I was riding my bike one day, getting bottling, and no one was home. I rode by. I rode by twice. Okay.
And that's when you went out the driveway?
Yeah, I rode by. I rode in.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
How do you know nobody was home?
No vehicles.
No vehicles at all?
No vehicles.
Not even a 4-wheeler?
No.
Okay.
He used to keep his truck parked here and his car parked here. I've never seen a 4-wheeler there.
And they were both gone? Both vehicles were gone?
No, just the car was gone.
The car was
Okay,
gone, the
just
truck
the
was
car
there?
Truck was.
Because the other day you said you never saw that truck before.
I said I saw the truck. I told you I saw the truck, and I told you it was blue. Yep, blue Ford.
Okay. But you also said you only were there that one time and it was the same
I
event.
was only there one time. I said it was the same event.
Uh-huh.
To be simple.
Okay, I don't want simple anymore.
You
All
don't
right,
want
I want straightforward.
To be straightforward, it was 2 events that I met Jeff Ryan.
Okay.
Once where he came to Bob and Joy's, and I did not go to his house that day.
All right.
A week later, I come back to double check with him.
Okay. When was the bike ride when you were up the driveway? Because we found bike prints up there. That's why when I asked you the other day if you had a bike, you said no. Today I asked you if you had a bike, you said no.
Yeah.
Now I'm confused. Why didn't you tell me you had a bike
Why
when I
did I
asked you?
tell you I had a bike? Because
There's all bike prints there.
I heard stories about biker gangs, and I didn't want to be confused with
No, I asked you the other day pedal bike.
pedal bike. Okay, pedal
That
bike.
you
Yeah, I have
pedal.
a pedal bike.
Right. But the other day you said you didn't. So I'm just confused on why you omitted that from me. That's all I'm asking.
Because I didn't want to.
Okay, now you're inside the house here, and it was just you and Jeff in that house? Because you said you never met Jason.
I've never met Jason.
Okay, have you ever heard of Jason?
I've never.
Jason.
I've heard of him.
Jason's your
I've heard of him through Craig. He's Craig's friend.
Uh-huh.
And again, I haven't seen Craig in years, and he was up there when I was there.
Uh-huh.
But I've
And he
never met
talks
Jason.
about Jason?
No,
Craig
just
talks about Jason?
other people.
How do you know he's Jason's friend? Craig's friend?
I think I overheard someone just
Well,
saying
who would talk to you about that?
Craig.
So Craig talked to you about some random guy named Jason.
No, all right. Me and Craig were riding to Halton.
And you went by here, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he honked.
At Jason's house or Jeff's house?
Both.
Okay, so you know where Jason lives.
I
He must have. You just said he
Think
honked at the house
so.
on the way by.
think so. I think that's his house.
Well, I assume that he honked to the horn. You probably said, "Who's that?" And that's my friend Jason. I mean,
Yeah.
how else would he talk about Jason unless
Yeah.
that's where Jason lives, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm confused. Because the other day you said you didn't know where Jason lives. You know nothing about Jason.
I
So now
don't
you're
know
now
anything
you're saying
about. I don't know anything about
well,
Jason.
you know where he lives.
I think I know where he lives.
Craig just honked
Is
the
it-
horn
is
at
it-
his house on the way by. You just said that.
Honked the horn at his friend's house. I asked someone else about it. He didn't say, "Oh, that's my friend Jason."
That's
Well, you're
usually-
making this up.
Well, no, I'm trying to understand.
You're
You
trying to
talk
understand.
in circles, okay? I'm trying to say who told you
We
about
go to
Jason.
Halton, we come back to Halton. Who told me about Jason? I don't know who told me about Jason. I think Bob or Joy
Okay.
or Craig or Mariah. Jason's Craig's friend.
Mm-hmm. So
That's all I know.
okay, you're in that house only one time ever.
Okay, this is we're going to Halton. We come back to Halton. We got our groceries. He honks at these 2 houses. I didn't ask Craig.
Mm-hmm. He honks at his house.
I asked Bob and Joy. I said, "Yeah, who lives up there?" I said, "Oh, that's Craig's friend Jason."
Why would you ask Bob and Joy, not just ask Craig?
Me and Craig were silent. We were. I mean, it wasn't any of my business.
Well, you made it your business by asking.
Yeah, I asked.
It wasn't your business, what'd you ask?
Because I was just getting introduced to the area.
Okay, so you only went up that drive on your bike one time.
One time.
Okay, why are we finding a couple different trips up through there and another trip through the woods on a bike and footprints going through the woods and stuff coming out in front of Bobby's house? Why are we finding that? Are you confused and maybe you forgot a time that you're up in there with the bike and coming out to the woods in front of Bobby's house? Because we got your path there and the canine and all that stuff. I mean, did you forget that? It's okay if you did. I'm just trying to see when we back in these woods here coming out in front of that. You forget that?
No. That was just. I'd just gone over to check out the junkyard.
Mm-hmm. Where's the junkyard?
It's right beside Bob and Joy's.
Okay, across the street.
No.
I don't know where it is because we have canines and stuff, dogs.
Yeah.
And it tracks through the gear. He said it would have been earlier, probably Wednesday morning or something, where somebody went through the woods and stuff, bikes and all that stuff. But the punchline is across the road from Bob and Joy, someone came out right there. Someone came up. Bob and Joy, right?
Yes.
All right. Across from Bob and Joy, someone came out of the woods right in that area. And
No, I haven't been.
probably a bike. That's why
I
can't
haven't.
bike tracks again.
But we get bikers up and down. the
Pedal
roads.
bikes.
Pedal
Right?
bikes. Yeah.
Okay.
Pedal bikes.
So that's not you coming down
No,
those
that
roads.
wasn't me.
Okay. Now, when you're in that wood, in the house there, you said you
And
had.
that's why I don't want to be confused, because there are
That's
other
why
bikers.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's why I need to hear from you exactly what happened. Okay. You're in that
So I'm
house.
going to tell you there are other bikers.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's right. We talked to several of them. Okay. Now, you only had one beer in that house, you said.
One beer,
And it was a Budweiser bottle.
Budweiser bottle.
And you said to me the other day, You drank it all.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened then after you drank that beer?
I told you I left it on the counter in the sink. I don't recall.
You left it in the counter or in the sink?
On the counter or in the
Oh, on the counter or in the sink. Okay. Right. I know you told me that, but is that what you really did? Or-
Yes.
Okay. You smoke. Do you have any smokes in the house?
Smoke
Cigarettes.
cigarettes.
Smoke any cigarettes in the house?
In his house?
Yeah. Jeff's house.
I smoked one of his cigarettes.
What type of cigarette was
A
it?
rolled cigarette.
You know what brand or anything like that?
I don't know what type of tobacco or
Was it, what, no, it was filter. What type of filter was it? Was it brown filter, white filter?
It must have been a brown filter.
If I told you it was white, that screw you up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Thayne is visibly shaken by the detective's questions about the beer and cigarettes, and for good reason. At the crime scene, investigators had found 3 beer bottles at the kitchen counter, all half full. DNA revealed that 2 of the bottles belonged to Jeffrey Ryan and Jason DeHahn, but the 3rd bottle contained DNA from an unknown male. Someone else has been drinking in that trailer home shortly before the murders. Also, the cigarette evidence was equally damning, although Thayne had no idea just how much the detectives knew. In the ashtray, investigators found 2 different brands of cigarettes. One brand had white filters, and another had brown filters. Most people don't smoke multiple brands, which means one of them must belong to the killer. With Thayne already against a wall and visibly shaken, detectives are about to turn up the heat. They're going to pressure Thayne on his detailed knowledge of Jeff's home layout, which is very suspicious since he says he was only there once and briefly.
You said you never met the little boy.
Never met the little guy.
Did he want you to meet the little boy?
He never made.
Like, I can't
he
wait
never,
for Junior to come up. I want
he was. That's what he was telling me when we were talking on the porch. He was saying, "I hope I'm gonna go get him. You know, I think he'll be back for the summer."
Mm-hmm. That's good. And you never ever been back here? Do you know what's back here?
No.
The tree house here. There's some trees here. Stuff. Have you ever been back in this area at all?
No. No, I haven't even been to the treehouse. I've been past the pool.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever play horseshoes down in this area?
No.
The horseshoe pits are right here, right? Remember that?
I didn't even see the horseshoe pits.
You didn't see the horseshoe pits? Okay.
I noticed the pool and I noticed the treehouse and I said, you know, good work. And he told me
Yeah.
about the lumber. And
Where Dale's written the black lines up there where you were in the kitchen area, when you said he showed you the house, did you go through the house? Did you take you room by room or did you just say,
Did you go down in here?
no.
No.
How do you know there's a bathroom there? You asked.
Because I asked.
You asked Jeff.
I asked him where the bathroom was.
Yeah. Did you go to the bathroom?
No.
Why not?
I didn't have to go to the bathroom
Why did you ask where the bathroom was?
in case I needed to go to the bathroom.
Are you kidding me? You said, where's the bathroom?
I
You
asked
never asked me
inside
here
or
where the
outside. He
bathroom
said
is.
bathroom's down the hall, and he said, "Well, where's the bathroom?"
I mean, you and I have been together now for a couple. You only been with him for 10 minutes. You said, why would you ask him in 10 minutes? Hey, where's the bathroom? Down the hall. You know, you've been with us now for over a couple hours. You never once asked
Our
that question.
conversations wandered.
Yeah, you're there for 10 minutes. You asked where the bathroom is. He told you, and you didn't go. I mean, I'm just okay. So you've never ever been down that hallway. So there's no way in hell that your DNA is going to be down in this area anywhere.
No.
Is what you're telling me.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
All right. And there's no way in hell that your DNA is going to be back in here anywhere. And you had a cigarette. What happened to the cigarette? You smoked it, you said.
I smoked it. I might have put the butt in my back pocket or thrown it out.
But you said you're kind of not horny about leaving butts around.
Yeah.
You told me that in the car the other day, right? But you actually smoked a cigarette. Okay? And have you ever been on these streets up in this area?
Nope.
Oh, you've been one time on the bike back and forth here.
Yes.
Maybe. So this event here, where you were inside, was about a week before this murder happened.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2 weeks. Never met Jason.
Never met Jason.
Well, now we have a problem.
Why?
All right. Inside that trailer, there's a bottle sitting there, 3 bottles. And in that trailer also, we have your DNA and fingerprints on one of the bottles. So, maybe you're mistaken about why that happened, but I want you to straighten it out now, okay? See this picture?
Yes.
3 bottles, right? This one's yours. One of these is Jason, and one of these is Jeff. I'm confused right now which one's which, okay? This one's yours. Notice how clean the place is. On Monday, before the murder, there was a party. You were playing horseshoes. People are in and out of there. People clean after the party, because I talked to the ones who did it. Those bottles were not there Monday night.
Yeah.
Your bottle's there, your fingerprint's on that matched with the fingerprint I got the other day. Your DNA is in that bottle. Explain that to me. Doesn't mean you did anything wrong.
I mean,
but I'm saying, why is it that 2 weeks ago?
I set my bottle either here or here in the sink. Oops.
But you see my problem. This bottle here belongs to Jason, who you never met.
Whom I've never met.
The beer's half full. The beer's half full. The beer's half full.
I thought I finished my beer.
But it couldn't have been. Even if you did finish the beer, let's say the bottle's empty. They cleaned the house after the party on Monday. That bottle would have been moved.
From your
See
visit
what I'm
1
saying?
or 2 weeks previous.
It would have been moved. That bottle would not be sitting there. Jason's bottle wouldn't be sitting there because you got a 10-year-old kid that's there. He's be walking around. It's not for him to earn money for chores. He helps clean. So they moved all the stuff and put it to the redemption bottle container, right?
Yeah.
No way in hell that bottle sat there for 2 weeks. If anything, it sat there for a couple hours. So we have a problem with that. I need you to explain to me the why it is that beer bottle's there a couple hours or at the time of the murder. So if you have a logical explanation, now's the time to spit it up. All right? It doesn't mean you did anything wrong, but we need to know why that bottle is there, why you were in that house a couple hours before the murder. Just tell me how this all happened.
I don't know.
That's not.
But that's not, no, you know, you just don't want to tell me. And it doesn't mean you kill them, all right? But it means go one step at a time. How is that bottle there? Is it possible you went there, you don't remember, hypothetically, that you were there, that this whole thing here happened on Wednesday morning? Or late Tuesday night when you went down there on your bike, had a beer and all that stuff. And Jason was there. Maybe you're just afraid because you thought it was irrelevant. That, yeah, I met Jason that night right here. But if I tell you I met him the only night and he's dead the same night, you're going to think I did it. You know, and that's not necessarily true. But I want to make sure that if there's some over here. Well, I'm just telling you what the evidence people are telling me. That's Jason's bottle. I now remember. That is Jason, the one you said you never met. That is Jeff's bottle. This is your bottle. All 3 bottles are half full. You were there just before the murder, or when this accident happened. All right. Tell me about that. How was your bottle there? Tell me how that bottle ended up there.
Oh, you have my DNA on
Maine
that
is
bottle.
okay.
You have my DNA on
Yes,
this bottle?
yes. But can you explain how? Yeah. Tell me about what you did while you were there.
Well, I drank half a beer.
Right. Tell me about Jason. You met him. This is his bottle.
That's his bottle.
Right. Did you only meet him the one time?
Honestly,
Yeah. I want the truth.
straightforward. the one time
Straightforward. During this event?
During this event.
Okay. What night was that? Or what day was that?
Tuesday evening.
Tuesday evening? Okay. Tell me what happened Tuesday evening there.
How'd you get there? My bicycle.
Okay.
And those are the tracks.
Mm.
Right up the driveway.
Where was Jeff when you got there?
Inside.
Okay. What time of day was it? You said it was evening. I mean, was it dark? Was it
Not dark.
not dark?
Not dark.
Okay. Jeff was inside. Was Jason inside?
Inside.
Jason was inside.
They
Was
were-
the little boy inside?
At the counter, having a beer. Inside, playing TV.
You didn't know the boy was there, did you? The boy was out back playing Nintendo or something. You didn't see.
First-
You didn't know he
first
was there
got
when you
there.
first got there. Okay. So you didn't know the boy was there. So the 3 of you were sitting there having a beer, right? And it was just was the 4-wheeler there?
Yes.
Okay. So show me where the truck and the 4-wheeler and the car was sitting. We just want the truth. It's gonna be okay.
I know. We know that's the truck. We know that's the car. I think that's the forward.
4-wheeler's right there?
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks,
All right. Now you pedal up here to bike. Where do you park your bike?
Right against the car.
Right there. Okay, that's good. That explains the little scratch we found there. Okay. So you go inside. You're sitting at the bar with Jason and
I'm sitting at the table.
I'm sorry,
They're sitting at the bar. I'm sitting at the table.
tables here.
I'm sitting in this chair right there.
Okay. And they're sitting at the bar. When you walk in, they go, "Hey, come on in." Or life is good at this point, right? When you walked in, were they okay to see you?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they offer you a beer.
Yeah.
You go to the refrigerator and get the beer.
Yeah.
Because you had one before, you open the beer's cap, he said, "Grab your beer," right? You stop, you sit at the table, and they're sitting here, and they're having a smoke. At this point, you have a smoke.
Yeah. I smoke cigarettes.
Yeah. You had at least 2 cigarettes.
That's right. I was smoking Black Hawks that night.
Yeah.
With the white box. You know more than I do.
With it, I know everything.
Yeah. You know more.
And soon you're going to know that I know that you know that I know, right? Okay,
Right.
follow that? Okay. It's a little dance we're doing, but you know that I know. So you have a smoke. Something goes terribly wrong. Jeff comes outside, we think. Something happened right down this area. Outside.
We went outside and came over here by the garden. I smoked a joint.
Down here by the garden
Jason.
area? I'm sorry?
I smoked a joint with Jason.
You smoked a joint with Jason. Okay.
And Jeff didn't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And he said,
Still don't know the boys there yet. Yeah. Okay. So you smoke a joint down in this area. I'm just going to write joint there with Jason.
like I said, I asked Jeff about work.
Uh-huh.
And and we were talking about carpentry and all sorts of different things, and he had said he had some nails for me, and that's why you have my prints towards the shed.
I'll bet.
DNA towards the shed. He was trying to wanting to show me.
Where's the shiz? Where are the shiz?
Here.
Okay. You want to show you some nails that are out there? Is that why? I missed what you said. There were some nails
he
out
wanted
there.
to show me some nails.
When were you out there by the sheds?
That night.
Tuesday night. Into Wednesday morning. Tuesday.
It was Tuesday night. Yeah,
Mhm.
I was home shortly thereafter.
Bang. That's truth.
I know you want the truth,
Okay.
but I'm gonna have to plead the fifth at this point.
Okay. All right. Does that mean you want to stop talking, or?
For a minute, I'm gonna
Okay.
get another coffee.
Okay,
And
well, here we do.
I'm gonna need
Thayne.
to take a cigarette, and if
Right.
you could bring me a joint, maybe.
Okay. Thayne, here's what we're going to do. All right.
That's earnest.
I'm honest. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I appreciate you being honest. All right. I appreciate that a lot. I want you to we'll get you a cup of coffee. We'll give you a piss break. If you want some food, we can make that happen. I'm hungry too. I cannot get you a joint. They kind of frown on that.
Yeah.
Okay. And I cannot get you a beer. Trust me, I want.
I don't want a beer.
Okay? I do.
I do want a joint.
Yeah. If I could give you a joint, I would. All right. Here's the deal. I'm going to make all that happen for you. All right. You know that I know the drill. One step at a time. You're responsible for this, right?
I won't say.
Okay. Why don't you go have some? We'll get a cigarette break. Okay, Adam, you'll go
I'll go
have a
fix
little
coffee.
cigarette. Okay.
By now, the detectives knew they had Thayne cornered. His story was unraveling with each new question, and he was visibly close to breaking. But experienced interrogators know that too much pressure can cause a suspect to shut down completely or demand a lawyer. As Thayne had mentioned, he may plead the fifth already. So when Thayne asked the detectives for a cigarette break, they gladly obliged. This isn't kindness, it's strategy. The break allows him to decompress, to feel like he's still in control, preventing him from feeling so cornered that he just quits talking. During the cigarette break, Thayne became visibly emotional. As he sat on the steps, tears rolled down his cheeks, the first real crack in his composed demeanor. The weight of the interrogation was clearly taking its toll.
Did he bring you a coffee? When he gets back in here, I'll go get you one, alright? Do you actually want a coffee though?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll get you one in a minute. I'll get you one when he gets back in here.
Where would you like to start?
When did you go up there that night?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. What time
Before
was it? Before dark.
6, 7.
Jason was there at this point.
Jason was there.
Was that the first time you met him?
That was the first
Okay.
time.
What happened? You're on your pedal bike.
It's not my pedal bike.
Okay. What happened?
Everything's going fine, to tell you the truth. And I did see Jesse, and Jesse was in the living room. And he was playing video games, and we were just mildly introduced. And we had a beer and everything, like I said.
So, things were going good at first.
Things were going fine the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Until
It happened.
it happened.
Okay.
Cream? Just cream?
So you said when you got there, everyone's in the house in the kitchen area, and the little boy's playing Nintendo or something on the computer.
Whatever he's playing.
Whatever he's doing.
On the TV.
You said you're just kind of like introduced in passing.
Yeah, we just introduced and talked and went outside to smoke the joint, blah, blah, blah. And Jeff was
Everything's going
abnormally
good.
nice to me.
Abnormally nice.
You know, he was nice to me. Which makes it strange.
Right.
But I did have it out for him.
You did.
Yes.
When did it turn from everything going fine to not so much? He say something to you? Did he?
No. No?
Did he have to?
No.
No.
Where you found him.
Mhm.
Where you found my prints. My DNA in the shed where he was showing me nails. Yeah.
He was out there to show you some nails or something,
That was it.
and he bent over to get you the nails. What happened?
I think you know what happened.
I like to hear from you. I have theories, but I like to hear your side of the thing. I know what happened. I want to see if you can tell me what happened.
If I can tell you what happened.
Sure.
I killed him
You killed Jeff. And how did you do that?
with a knife.
So he was bent over, and
No.
Back to.
he was back to you, you know? And you stabbed him in the back. I'm asking. Yeah. Okay, and where'd you get the knife?
It was my
It was that bayonet type knife? Large knife. And that's the one you keep sharpening all the time. Right? That was you brought that with you because you always wear it.
I knew you knew that much. Yeah.
So
But I knew that.
he's outside. Okay, he's out there by the shed. And Jason's in the house. Jason and the boy are in the house. Jason and Jesse are in the house.
Jason sat down next to Jesse on the couch.
Right. And you guys are outside. And you're thinking, now it's time. He never said anything to you?
He was just trying to help me.
Okay. How many times did you stab him, you think?
Those are questions I don't know the answer to.
Are you saying 1 or 100? I mean,
Multiple
times?
Okay. Obviously more than one.
Okay.
I don't
So
remember
you stab him, does he fight you back?
momentarily, but I didn't want it to be a prolonged thing. I wanted it to be as quick as possible, and unfortunately, I mean, it wasn't long, but
It's not like television.
it's different from what you expect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not even much of a TV watcher, and obviously I have enough intellect to know that it wouldn't be like television.
Yeah.
So you kill him outside. Do you hide him at this point? Or do you go take care of the other two?
I go.
Okay. What happens then? You got a lot of blood on you at this point. Okay. And then what do you do? You come around up the stairs in the house?
At this point, I'm in a mode. I'm scared, and I have to finish what I started.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind,
Mm-hmm.
it was a job. Was it like a hit to me?
Mm-hmm.
And they were on the couch. I started with Jason, and then Jesse ran to the bedroom.
Okay. What I'd like to have you do, if you're willing to, would you be willing to write us a statement?
I can do it.
You can do your best.
Pull up my chair. Or... This has got to be the strangest statement you've ever received.
What did you do it for?
Honestly, I did it to test myself.
To test yourself?
To see if I was proficient. I spent my childhood to be a soldier.
Thus far, Thayne told Detective Keegan that he killed Jeffrey Ryan in the woodshed at the Jeff Ryan residence because Jeff Ryan is a drug dealer. The last information relayed to us is that Thayne told Detective Keegan he burned the bloody clothing he was wearing in a furnace at the 214 Springer RD Weston residence owned by Tamara Strout. Thayne also told Detective Keegan that he in fact did kill Jason DeHahn and Jesse Ryan by stabbing them to death. Thayne told Detective Keegan that when he first arrived back at the Robert Strout residence in Orient after the killings, Robert Strout told him not to come any closer. After he told Robert Strout what had happened at the Jeff Ryan residence, Robert Strout told Thayne he needed to get out of state. Thayne told Detective Keegan that he never threatened Robert Strout or any member of the Strout family. Thayne said he burned his face and hair while lighting the truck on fire, and once he arrived in Dover, NH, Robert Bobby Strout II's boyfriend gave him a haircut.
Good luck to you. May God have mercy on your soul.
Bob Strout is charged with hindering apprehension and arson, and for his role assisting Thayne after the murders. He pleads guilty and is sentenced to 10 years in prison.
For the murder of Jeffrey Ryan, it is my sad and solemn duty to sentence you to life in prison. For the murder of Jesse Ryan, it is my sad and solemn duty to sentence you to life in prison. For the murder of Jason DeHahn, it is my sad and solemn duty to sentence you to life in prison.
Thayne was convicted. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences plus 15 years for the arson.